Hey there, and welcome to A4 Effort, coming to you with quality movie reviews. I'm your host, Matt, and as always, our unofficial sponsor of the podcast is MoviePass. $9.95 a month gets you one movie a day at cinemas nationwide. Check local listings at MoviePass.com to see which cinemas in your city are available. I love my MoviePass, and this second episode, the first episode, all episodes of this podcast wouldn't be possible without it. So episode 2, our most anticipated of 2018, we are just going to go right down the list and tell you what movies I think are highly anticipated for this year. Some movies are going to get a little bit more in-depth conversation. Some movies are just going to be ones I'm going to rattle off because we're going to go through all the movies of 2018 that I am super excited to see and give you quality movie reviews to follow. Alright? Starting with this week movie I'm probably going to start with is Den of Thieves. 50 Cent, Gerard Butler, Osei Jackson Jr. star in a cop thriller. I like a good action movie. Kind of reminds me of a Assault on Precinct 13 meets Training Day. I'm all for these kinds of movies. Very, very excited to see Den of Thieves. Next on the list gets a big star next to it because it's one of those superhero movies that I'm always giving quality movie reviews to. Black Panther, Marvel Studios' foray into the world of Wakanda. We were introduced to Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther in Civil War, and we're here only less than 6 weeks away from going and visiting the world of Wakanda for the first time on the big screen. Can't say how excited I am. I am genuinely super stoked to see this movie. I'm excited not only because Chadwick Boseman was killer as T'Challa, but Michael B. Jordan takes the screen as the antagonist of the film, Eric Killmonger, and I love Michael B. Jordan. He killed it as Adonis Creed. He killed it he was the best part of that terrible Fantastic Four movie. He is the best actor, one of the best actors of our generation, and I truly do love me some Michael B. Jordan. Next is the horror thriller Annihilation. Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Oscar Isaac star. I saw the trailer for this and was kind of definitely intrigued. I'm not a huge horror fan, but I will and should see more of them, and I want to see as many movies as I can this year. So I will definitely be seeing this one to bring to you a quality movie review. The next one on our list is Game Night. Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman star. I love a good comedy, and this definitely takes the billing there. Another movie that I'm intrigued by, not entirely overall super enthusiastic, but this is what I'm saying. We're going to see a lot of movies this year because we're going to see the good and the bad. Every movie gets an A for effort, and this movie is included in that. Eli Roth directs. He usually does a lot of gore, man, and so that seems like, I don't know if it's going to head in that direction with the cast it has, Vincent D'Onofrio and Bruce Willis, but it could. The movie's called Death Wish, and like I said, it's directed by Eli Roth, and I'm very excited. He does a lot of gore. I've only seen a couple of his movies. The one that really rings a bell for me is Hostel. The first time I watched that movie, it just grossed me out horribly, but that's his style of film, and I'm all for it. The next one is something that was brought to my attention while I was making this list, and I'm glad I know about it now, and it's called Gringo. It stars Charlize Theron, Joel Edgerton, Tandy Newton, Shapiro Copley, and Amanda Seyfried. I'm very intrigued. It's about a drug mule, basically, the best way to put it. Company medical marijuana. They want to get their shipment from the drug cartels over in Mexico, and they send a man down there to get it, and it's kind of like a dry comedy. It's going to be really cool, I think, and I'll definitely be seeing that one. The next one is Ready Player One. I was kind of hesitant at first. Now I've seen 2 or 3 trailers for this movie, and now I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I might like it. Steven Spielberg directs, and Lucas Till stars. He's the new Cyclops in the latest X-Men film, so I'm very intrigued to see where that goes next. Another movie that I'm super excited. My wife showed me a trailer for this, and I'm not a huge horror fan, but the concept of this movie keeps me super intrigued. The movie's called A Quiet Place, starring John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. I was intrigued by the trailer because it seems like there's like a monster theme behind it, and these monsters are have attacked where they live, but if you remain super quiet, they can't hear you. And this is like a family horror movie where it's two little kids, a mom and a dad, and they're trying to be super quiet. And from the trailer, it looks like there's no talking, and that intrigues me a lot as to how this film is going to play out in that regard. So we will definitely be seeing that one. The next one is something I've been waiting on for years. It's been in development hell because they've been funding it for themselves, and that is Super Troopers 2. The Broken Lizard Men have been trying to get this off the ground for such a long time. They haven't had a movie in a while. I think the last one was the Slammin' Salmon, and that was okay. But their first forays in Super Troopers, Club Dread, Beer Fest, brilliant hysterical comedies, and I'm excited to see how Super Troopers 2 really breaks the mold off the first one, and I can't speak highly of it enough. The next movie is probably my most anticipated of 2018, guys, and I don't say that lightly. Avengers Infinity War is going to be the culmination of everything Marvel has done to this point. 18 movies will have come and gone to reach this point, and I can't be any more excited for this movie. I mean, it's going to star every character that has been in a Marvel movie. Ant-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, the Guardians, Black Panther, Doctor Strange. I mean, it's going to break records. I love Star Wars. I love everything that goes with it, but it is going to smash every known record to man. They have been building towards this moment, and people are ready for this movie. I am one of them. The next one is something that has been catching a lot of slack. I mean, they changed directors, and now Ron Howard's come in. I love Chris Miller and Phil Lord. Might have their names backwards, Phil Miller and Chris Lord. I don't know. It's a pair. They did the Lego movie. This is Solo, a Star Wars story. A lot of people I've been reading a lot, talking about how it's going to be great, and some people are saying it's going to be horrible. I mean, they changed directors 2 weeks before the movie was supposed to be finished filming, and that scares me away. But they saved the buck on Rogue One, so they got rid of that director, and look what happened with that movie. That movie is awesome. So I trust the people at Lucasfilm with their visions, and we'll see what happens. This movie stars Emil Clark, Alden Ehrenreich as our beloved Han Solo, Woody Harrelson, and Paul Bettany. I'm a little upset because Michael K. Williams was supposed to be in this movie, and due to the reshoots and him not being able to film those reshoots, they cut his character out. And I would have loved to see Michael K. Williams in a Star Wars movie, and it's upsetting as all hell that he's not going to be. The next movie on our list, Deadpool 2. I have heard many rumors of what this movie is actually called. The one that I hope it's being called is the Untitled Deadpool sequel. That sounds like a cool name. It plays on the fact that that's what most Marvel calls their sequels until they actually have names. So it's a good meta name for a Deadpool movie. I love it. Ryan Reynolds is back as the titular character, Deadpool, Wade Wilson. Josh Brolin, who's also in Infinity War as Thanos, is coming on to this cast as Cable. I'm super excited to see what they do with this, and it's going to be super, super, super good. I already know. I already know. The next movie is something I'm kind of intrigued by. I'm a little concerned, but I'm also intrigued. Ocean's 8. I was a huge fan of the first three. In my last review, I talked about Logan Lucky. I love a good heist movie. So, of course, this movie, I see the trailer, and I'm like, dope. Here we go. I mean, Olivia Munn, Cate Blanchett, supposedly, air quotes, Matt Damon. We'll see. It says it on Fandango where I got this list from. Dakota Fanning, Sandra Bullock, Anne Hathaway, Sarah Paulson, what's that? Helena Bonham Carter, Rihanna, and Awkwafina, and Mindy Keeling. So this movie is going to be good. There's a cast in this movie, right? There's a brilliant cast. But what are they doing? Are they just rehashing? Is this a sequel? What is it? I'm excited to find out. The next one is an animated movie that's got me by the balls. I love The Incredibles. The first movie was dope. So I'm excited to see the second one. Disney has my money. They got like 4 movies on this list already, right? So Disney's got my money. Here we go. Incredibles 2 should be a super, super, super dope movie. The next one is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I truly did enjoy the first Jurassic World movie. It played as a sequel, reboot kind of thing, and Chris Pratt, anything he does, Parks and Recreation, Guardians of the Galaxy, Jurassic World, I'm in. I love Chris Pratt. Like, he gets my vote. The next movie on this list is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Comes out after Infinity War, so I like to see where that plays into the character. Is Ant-Man going to be in Infinity War? He wasn't in the trailer. So are they going to shy away from having Ant-Man in that first Infinity War movie? We'll see, because Ant-Man's got his sequel coming out, and joining the cast along with Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, and Michael Douglas, we have Lawrence Fishburne, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins is playing the antagonist in this movie, and I'm super excited to see how that plays out. Walton Goggins starred in Justified for years. He was also in The Shield. He then moved on to Vice Principals alongside Danny McBride. I'm excited to see what he brings to this movie as the antagonist and see where that goes next. The next movie on my list is something that doesn't have a trailer. I just read a synopsis, and I'm kind of intrigued to see where we go next, and that's Fighting with My Family. It's a wrestling movie starring The Rock, Lena Headey from Game of Thrones, and Vince Vaughn. It's about a family coming up. I think from what it said on the synopsis, it could be about like The Rock's upbringing through the wrestling world, but I don't know if it is or not. It could just be a kind of play on that, and that's cool because I'm excited to see where that goes. I was a big wrestling fan as a kid, and I still kind of chime in from time to time and see what's going on with storylines and stuff, and who's the big name that they're fighting with right now. And so I'm excited to see a wrestling movie on the big screen. There's not too many of them, so I'm excited to see where that goes. The next movie on my list, I'm less excited for, but I'm also intrigued because how do you do this next movie, right? How does this next movie play out? Because the next movie I want to talk about is Venom. How do you do this movie without Spider-Man? Like, how do you have a Spider-Man movie that doesn't have Spider-Man? And they're going in the right direction because you have Tom Hardy. All right? Tom Hardy is a scene stealer, a showstopper. I mean, he's awesome. So, where do you go from here with that? The cast also includes Michelle Williams, Jenny Slate, Riz Ahmed, who's from Rogue One. I'm excited to see where that goes next. So, how do you do a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man? We'll find out in October. The next movie on my list is Mulan. I put this on the list because Disney has decided that their next foray is not to do more animated, which they still are, and they're doing good with their animated films, but they're diving into making their animated films live action. We had a Jungle Book, we're going to get a Lion King, we had a Cinderella, we had a Sleeping Beauty, and now the next foray is into Mulan. And I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see how it plays out. This should be an interesting movie, and I'm definitely excited to see it. I tend to see, like I said, Disney's got me by the balls. They got my money. I'll see anything they put out. I mean, they own Star Wars. They own Marvel. They own Pixar. They got my money. Let's just put it that way. The next movie on my list is something that just had 2 names next to it, and I was like, okay, we'll see, right? Holmes and Watson. Obviously, right there, you know what it is. Sherlock Holmes and Watson. But it's the stars that intrigue me. And it just said a comedic take on your favorite detective. Right? Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly. Those two together, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, they're brilliant. They're brilliant together, and I will see this movie just for that tag team. The next movie on my list is I'm torn, to be quite honest. Okay, it's Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. I loved the first Fantastic Beasts movie. It was quite the movie. I really did enjoy it. It wasn't until I reached the last 2 minutes of that movie when they revealed that Colin Farrell's character was actually Johnny Depp. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucked, because I like Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell played that role really well. Why not just keep Colin Farrell? Why does it have to be Johnny Depp? I mean, I said this in last week's podcast about how, Johnny Depp played a pretty decent role in The Murder on the Orient Express, and I'm okay with that, right? I mean, that's fine. But now he's going to get to play a cuckoo character in Grindelwald. You already seen the one line he had in there that he's not going to play it straight. He's going to go all out with it, and I don't know how I feel about that. But then they come in and they get Jude Law to play a young Dumbledore, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm in. I'm solid. I'm in. Jude Law's a brilliant actor, and he's playing Dumbledore? Come on. I'm in. I'm all in, actually. And so we'll see. The next one, again, Disney coming in. They've got all the money on 2018, and that's Ralph Breaks the Internet. A sequel to smash hit Wreck-It Ralph. I can't wait to see where this goes. All the voices are back, and it says it right in the title. I mean, they've taken it to the next level. He's no longer in an arcade game. He's been brought to the internet, and we'll see how Ralph breaks the internet in November. My next movie is a heartwarming movie for me, man. I'm excited to see where they take the next one, and that's Creed 2. Creed, the original, was a masterpiece in my mind. I can't speak highly of it enough. It was absolutely brilliant in every aspect of the word. I really, truly, truly, truly love the movie Creed, and can't speak highly of it enough. So to see a sequel, Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone back as Rocky Balboa, the first one brought tears to my eyes on multiple occasions, and I can't wait to see what the sequel has to offer. The next one is a interesting movie. I saw a teaser when I saw Star Wars, and it's called Mortal Engines, and Peter Jackson's directing. And I'm a fan of Peter Jackson's work. I really do like the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the Hobbit trilogy was okay. But it seems intriguing. It's kind of like a Mad Max-esque world. So I'm excited to see what happens. The teaser was just like a girl driving like a beat down car in the desert, and then all of a sudden London on wheels comes over the mountain, and you're like, well, how the hell is that possible? That's fucking weird. And I'm gonna see it, right? I mean, that's it. I mean, they sold me on that. I'm intrigued, and I'm gonna see it. The next movie on my list is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's an animated take on Miles Morales' Spider-Man, and I'm excited to see where that goes, because the word Spider-Verse gets me super hyped up, because how many different Spider-Man are we going to see in this movie? Are we going to see Spider-Ham? That'd be really cool in my book if I saw Spider-Ham. So let's see where that goes. The next one on my list is DC's only foray into the big screen this year, and that's Aquaman. I'm super intrigued to see if Jason Momoa's Aquaman can really steal the big screen, like how Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman stole the big screen in 2017. He definitely has the potential to do it, but in my eyes, is it possible for him to steal the show in his own solo movie? Because he wasn't the best part of Justice League, but he wasn't the worst part either. That goes to Superman. So we'll see. We'll see. Definitely we'll see. The next one is a movie that I'm definitely going to see, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. And here's the reason why. I really shat upon Transformers the last night. I hated it with a passion. You know that if you listened to my first episode. So to have a Bumblebee movie coming out intrigues me to see if it's going to be good or bad. And it's not directed by Michael Bay, so upgrade number one. Hopefully we'll have more transforming, so that could be upgrade number two. And something that's got me really, really, really excited is that Bumblebee is actually a VW bug in this movie, like he should have been originally, not a Camaro. Bidet. It's okay. You take liberties, you do things. in these movies the way you want, and that's fine with me. But you got to make good movies if you're going to take liberties, and hopefully Bumblebee will be good. And the last movie on our list is going to be an intriguing one, very intriguing one, starring Rami Malek. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody. It's the story of Freddie Mercury and Queen, and I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm excited to see how that plays out. I'm excited to see this movie about Queen. I love their music, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. Yeah, I mean, that was quite the list. I know I went through it really fast. If I had to pick 3 of these movies that I'm super, super stoked to see, Creed 2 definitely gets a nod. A Quiet Place definitely gets a nod. And then, of course, spoilers from last week, spoilers from this week. My most anticipated movie of 2018 is Infinity War. I'm counting down the days. I'm doing a marathon once a week, watching a Marvel movie, getting ready. I'm super, super excited to see that movie. Again, I rushed through this list. I'm trying to make my episodes somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes every week. So I don't want to stay too long talking into these movies over, but because I'm going to go in depth in these movies when they come out, and I want to see as many of these movies as I can, and I want to bring you guys as many quality movie reviews as I can. So we're going to sign out for today. Thank you for listening. I'm your host, Matt, and this has been another episode of A for Effort Movie Reviews. Come back and see us next week. Thank you, and have a great night.